Should we just get this road on the show? We're going to start this talkie-okie session. If anyone here is wondering what this big glowing round table is, don't worry. It is electrically safe. It's been tested. Everyone's welcome to come and sit down. Get close. We have got some roving mics as well, but we want you to be close. We want you to be closer in. We want you to be more involved in this. There's some people over there on a very, very distant table. Come over to this nearer table. People, come over here to this nearer table. Thank you. I'll give you a round of applause and a cheer for that, and an air horn. Okay, we're actually not starting the main show right now. We're just going to have a little bit of a chat just to sort of find out what people are interested in, what they actually want to talk about to begin with, and then we're going to go into Homes Under the Hammer. Homes Under the Hammer, Pendle, with a bit of a twist. And then, yeah, but let's just get some names, start this off, warm this up, because actually we're only officially starting at 6:30. We might as well get this going now. I've turned it down. Because we've only got this. We only need this mic for now, don't we? While I do the intro. Anyway, so we're going to just find out what people got to say. This is like the warm-up act, really, for the main thing, which is going to be Homes Under the Hammer at 6:30. But let's just get a conversation going, because you're all here. So thanks for coming, everybody. Let's just get the conversation going. We've got 2 radio mics. I will turn them up. Maybe you want to grab one of these as well, Paul. One of these radio mics. Because health and safety is so stringent these days, we're wearing high vis. But anyway, what I'm going to do, because there's so many people, I'm just going to get the names of those intrepid people that have sat at the main table on the red seats. But everyone's welcome to get involved in this conversation. I've turned you down. So I can turn you out again to do a sound check if you want.
Sound check.
1, 2, 1, 2.
There we go.
1, 3. Yeah.
Okay, that's all working. Anyway, let's just get a bit of a conversation going. Many of you know talkie-okie. For those who don't, it's basically just about talking into this microphone about whatever you want to talk about. So that's what we're going to do, just to get this thing going, because I feel like we're all here. It's a bit earlier than we were supposed to start, so we might as well get this going now. For 10 minutes to warm up, and be really good just to find out what people are interested in and what they want to talk about. So, my name's Mikey, by the way, if those who don't know. Let's get some names around the table. I'm going to start off over here. What's your name?
Alina.
And?
Daud.
Was it?
Daud.
Daud, yep.
Sam.
Yep.
Ozzy.
Yep.
Zoya.
Yep.
Selena.
Yep.
Zenab,
Zenab, sorry. And you got your own mic there, so it's just her.
Okay, I'm Margot.
Oh, it's not this one, it's this one. Go on. So,
I'm Margot.
okay, so round of applause and... this one, yeah. So,
I'm a stranger, I just turned up.
Okay.
I had the free food, so I thought I'd come along.
I think there's only biscuits, I'm afraid.
I'm going.
Anyway, so has anyone got anything they want to get the ball rolling with? Any thoughts, comments, observations, ideas, interjections, anything? Anyone want to start this off? Could be really about anything before we start playing Pendle Homes Under the Hammer. Anything at all?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Pendle is a beautiful place to live in.
Yeah, why?
The people, the environment, culture, having time for each other, the pace, clean air, clear water, good choice of food, top nightlife, somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah. Where is the top nightlife? Where is that? Anyway, so Pen, what is the highlight? What's more beautiful, the scenery or the people?
For me, I think I will start with the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do other people think? Do they agree with? We didn't get your name. You just said you're a stranger. But can you give us your name?
Go on then, Ralph.
Does anyone agree with Ralph about this? Yeah. I mean, the people. What's more beautiful, the people or the scenery?
I think the people, just because I think it's because Nelson's such a small town.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of knows everyone. It's
Yeah.
it's a nice community to be in.
Yeah. Okay. Any thoughts? Any other thoughts about that? Do people agree with the beauty? I guess we can have a show of hands. Who thinks that was there? Was that something over here? Was it Aussie? Okay. Yeah.
Pendle is a multicultural society as well.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of different cultures within Pendle that are all brought together.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone think that Pendle could be more beautiful? Okay, there's a point over there. Come on, let's get those. And tell us your name as well, Mash.
It's Mash.
Yeah.
I think the scenery.
The scenery is better than the people.
In some instances.
Yeah. Have you got a favourite scene?
I think just looking at Pendle every day.
Yeah.
Because I go to Clitheroe and you see it from the other side and it's not as beautiful.
Okay, so we got the best view of the Pendle Hill.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that is constant beauty all of the time.
Yeah.
And when you look
So
at people, there's some, I wouldn't say ugly looking people, but some people have got ugly souls.
Okay, so
Ugly behaviours, ugly souls.
yeah. So whereas you've got beauty on tap with the scenery, you've not necessarily always got beauty.
Maybe phones around there.
Yeah, phone. That's for people's phones. Okay. Yep.
We've got a hand up
Point
here,
over
Mark.
here. Yeah. And tell us your name as well.
My name's Shabazz.
Okay, I'll give you a round of applause.
I think the scenery is more beautiful,
Yeah.
but the people are more important because it's the people that make a place.
Okay, you say people are more important, even if they're not as beautiful.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
You can go to a site, but it's the people that you see there that your memories come from or your experience come from.
Okay. Have you got a particular person in mind when you say that?
Yes, Paul Hartley.
Okay.
What's that ugly soul?
Okay, right. So people are more important. What's more important? Let's have a show of hands on that one. What's more important, the scenery or the people? Both? Okay. Well, there's a shout over here. Come on, let's get involved. What? Go on.
The scenery is the people.
Yeah. Okay. So the people are, in a way, they're part of the scenery. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about this question about could the souls of Pendle be a bit? Are there ugly souls in the area?
It depends who you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, let's not name names. One of the first rules of Tokyoki is let's not get personal. But do you think there are, or do you think in a way every soul has got an element of beauty to it?
Yeah, there's a silver lining to every person.
Okay, so maybe there is. Everyone, there's a bit of beauty in everyone. I don't know. What do other people think? Do they agree with Mash's idea that some souls are ugly? We got quite philosophical in about 1 minute, didn't we? There's a point over there, yeah.
Well, Dumbledore said, didn't he, that everybody's got light and dark within them, and it's what you choose to act on.
Yeah.
So, was it Dumbledore or Sirius Black?
You're looking to me like I know, but I don't know.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
Definitely said that. So it's what you choose to act on, isn't it?
Give me that phone. I'm going to put it onto airplane mode. Let's put it onto airplane mode.
Is it my phone?
It's not mine, because mine's on airplane mode.
I'm going to put it on airplane mode.
Yeah, put it on airplane mode.
Alright, sorry.
Okay, anyway, so, sorry, I'll just recap that point because I got distracted by the whole phone
Right,
thing.
all right. Yeah, I don't know. Some Harry Potter character said...
Okay. Was it Dumbledore?
Could have been Dumbledore, could have been Sirius Black, can't just remember my quote, but it's whether everybody's got light and dark within them, it's what you choose to act on.
Okay, it's what you choose to act on. Okay, there's a point at the back there. Let's go around. Yep.
I feel that they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's what you choose to see.
Yeah. I mean, I want a bit more from you. So when Mash talks about ugly souls,
Talking about me.
who is that?
My phone is off.
Yeah.
Whoever's sitting, people sitting on the table, do you mind
Yeah.
putting it on silent? Because I think it's called...
No, I think it's airplane mode. It's got to go on, not. Sorry.
airplane. Sorry.
We'll turn them off even. Yeah. What was I saying? I'll turn that one down anyway. I mean, can you find beauty in any soul? Can you actually? Okay, that's an interesting point.
I've got a question. Like, what is stopping us as people to, seeing the beautiful side? Because I agree. I think there's a mix of both, and I think we sometimes have good or bad days, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
what stops us?
What stops us seeing the compassionate side or whatever? I mean, if anything, maybe people here are just really compassionate in this building, but
I mean, we had actually we've done a lot of background work to this, and we've interviewed a lot of people, and they're mostly moaning about stuff happening in Pendle. Won't say what it is, but it is. Maybe they could do with a bit of seeing the good side of people as well. But anyway, go on.
I think it's people's actions. I think that
Yeah.
When I say an ugly soul, that means the actions that people do that makes them an ugly soul because there's no need for it.
Yeah. Okay, so actions.
The other day, and she came back and she told me the story, and she said, that end, Halifax Road, and King's Causeway. She goes, Mash, you won't believe how many houses there are for sale.
Yeah. Okay.
Over the years, what's happened is the Asian community has moved from terrace houses, become more affluent, started speaking English properly, started dressing properly, as the English would say, mixed into everything. But now that we're on a level playing field to that community that used to live above us and look down on us, now that we're on a level footing with that community, they put the house up for sale and I'm going to do one.
Right.
There somewhere so they can still look down on us.
Right.
I think it's those ugly souls that it's their actions. And
okay.
It really disappoints me in a lot of ways because I'm Nelson born, I'm born and I love Nelson and I love the people and I love everything about it.
Yeah.
But when actions like that happen and people point it out, it makes me sad in a way because I'm thinking if we're a multicultural society and say the Polish community or the Romanian community, whichever has come and settled here after my community, if that community starts doing well and moves next door to where I live, I should open them with open arms and say, these people have, got themselves to a level where they're functioning in the community at the same level as everybody else. But it still seems, and I was saying to Jaffa this morning at work, I'm saying, when we went to school, some parts of Nelson have still not changed. Some parts, what would you say, attitudes, some points of view, things that people say have still not changed. And we're 40 years down the road. Yeah. So I think it's those kind of, and I think that's why I'm usually very positive. My glass is always half full, if not overflowing. Yeah. But today, with having that conversation last night and also having a conversation with Jaffa, I just wanted to throw that into the equation. I mean, that's what I was feeling.
I mean, in a way, we didn't actually get your name over there, but you were saying...
I'm Jennifer. He's better half.
Yeah. We definitely want a round of applause for that. But, Jennifer saying you can see the light side, you can see the dark side. I mean, also, maybe we do need to examine some of those darker sides of Pendle in order to get the light side as well. So, but it's kind of up to you here today. I mean, that gives us a good sort of in a way, prelude to the main event, because I think it's now 6:30 and we officially can start the event.
Yeah. No, but I think do hold on to this idea of houses and homes and Pendle, because we will come back to that. But
we certainly will.
We'll probably hand over to Ralph because you want to say a few words about why we're here.
Just to kick this off, and
and then we'll do
those people that have just joined us in the last couple of minutes. We've just been chewing the fat about Pendle, what it's about. It's a very beautiful place. Are the people or the scenery more beautiful? And is it what we choose to see as beautiful? And that's where we were. That was our kind of warm-up chat. Guys, you're very welcome to come and join us. What do you think of Pendle? Is it a beautiful place?
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. We'll come. I mean, we can get a bit more from him. Anyway, over to you, Ralph.
I think. Just to follow on from the conversation that we've had, in terms of what is good, how can you further promote the goodness? What is bad? How can you challenge it and make it into a good? And what is, say, maybe ugly? How can you kind of do something kind of which is really focused on challenging that ugly to kind of move away from that kind of mindset to become part of the good? And in effect, that's what all community organisations have a mission, have a goal, which is how can we get all aspects of society to goodness. And today is an opportunity for younger people to kind of see how, to learn something about how we try and do that. You know, we're from Building Bridges, we've got other organisations here who all have a mission to get people to a goodness.
Yeah.
And in effect, that's the prelude conversation we've had is a good kind of lead into what this is all about, in that anyone can make a difference. Whether you've got resources or no resources, the key resource that everyone has is their belief and their efforts.
Yep.
And that's, if you've got that in a community, in a society, you can make the difference to get everything to the goodness. So, there we go.
Okay, well, thank you, Ralph. That's a good introduction. I mean, is it time to go straight into this little game that we've made?
Is there anyone else that needs to
any other intros that we need? Do you want to say a little bit? Okay, let's a round of applause.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm Jill. I'm actually from Pendle Council, and I'm here tonight just to observe what's going on. And as part of some work that we're doing at Pendle Council at the moment, we're really thinking about what it is to be, what does Pendle mean to people? And we really want input from yourselves and from the communities and from groups to really understand what the issues are in Pendle, and really to help to tell the council what we need to focus on in the future. We've got a new chief exec. She's really, really keen and passionate about engaging with people about how the council forms its plans and how the council spends its money. So all these ideas and thoughts that you have about Pendle and how we can make Pendle a better place, and thinking about what do we want Pendle to look like, say in 2050, you know, if you come back to Pendle then, what do you want it to look like? And then how can we get there? And what does the council need to do in order to get there? So there's an opportunity here for transformation. The council doesn't want to do the status quo. It doesn't want to continue doing what it's done in the past, because we recognise that's not necessarily the best way to go about things. So we'd really love to have your input to help frame what we need to do, and we really want to learn from you and tell us, you know, as a council, what do we need to focus on? Where do we need to spend our money? And what do you think are the really key things for Pendle for the future?
Okay, so some big questions there. Thank you, Jill. Okay, so is it now, maybe we can put our visuals up. Rick, if you'd like to share the screen again. Maybe we can introduce the little, we thought about this. We've come up with a little, it's a very, very loose game, but we've come up with this game. Maybe you want to say a little bit about this, and also we're not going to go straight into it, are we? Because you wanted to say a few things about the process.
So welcome to Pendle Under the Hammer. You know this type of show. Thank you. I don't know which game show this is.
That's from The Price is Right, actually.
Perfect, I'll take that.
Yeah.
So we've been talking to Paul and we've been talking to other people, and we were thinking about Pendle a lot, and also there's a lot of people living here, people moving in, moving out, and we just came up with this idea of Pendle as a house. As a house that maybe some people want to buy, maybe some people want to get the price down on the house.
The negative elements to try and get a cheaper house.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we just thought that maybe we could divide you up into two teams. Some of you will be the estate agents. So obviously you want to hype Pendle, you want to hype the house. You want the other team, the potential buyers, to buy the house and be very happy with the purchase. The potential buyers, they're very suspicious. They are just not sure whether you're telling the truth. Maybe there are some issues that they are aware of. And obviously, you know Pendle really well. So you have the kind of inside knowledge as to what is wrong with Pendle, but also what is going well in Pendle and how all the issues can be fixed. So I don't know how we're going to divide you into the teams.
Maybe we should, because we've got one screen over here and one, they're both showing the same thing. Maybe we could just go... You're going to be half and half, I think. But,
we're splitting it down the middle.
Split down the middle. Okay. You can go on one side or other. I'll leave that up to you. Oh. You've got not a choice, yeah. Okay, right.
And also, if that means that you need to move your chairs about to connect with your team.
This is maybe the line, so maybe you two are on this side.
Oh, okay,
you're
so
on that
some
side.
divisions between the tables. Okay.
We're creating some divisions already.
Feel free to move the tables together a bit more.
And if you want to get a bit closer, fill in some chairs at the front.
Yeah, come and bring the chairs to here as well.
Come closer,
And you guys
okay.
also come
So
closer.
which side is going to be, who's going to be which side first?
Well, we're going to have to decide. Anyway, we're going to switch later.
We're going to switch, yeah, but...
Okay. And you can come closer if you wish. Yeah, come closer.
Come closer, don't worry.
I
This
reckon
is
you'll
all
have
safe.
some good
Let's
ideas.
get cosy.
So bring
Yeah,
it
come
in.
on.
Yeah, come along. You can grab this orange chair if you want. Don't be scared.
Yeah. There's a bit of... Okay, all right, but before we do that, we want to talk about the creative linking, don't we?
Yeah.
So do you want to say a little bit about that? Or is it up to me to say something about it? Okay, right, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think we kind of have got our teams. Are the teams happy? Everyone happy?
Yeah.
You know which team you're in? You're kind of like, yeah, you split. Okay, fine.
Okay.
How's the team on this side? Yeah, I'm just going to move out of the way. Yeah.
Maybe we could get suggestions for team names as well. So what's the team on this side called?
So are we going to be buyers on this side?
I feel like this is the estate
So this-
agents. So this
Oh, you feel
are
like
the
this is
hype people of Pendle.
Estate agents on here?
I mean, any ideas for your estate agency? What's the name of it?
What's that?
Is it, I don't know, what are the popular ones in this area? Yeah, any ideas what the estate agency could be called? What are the big ones? Oh, are you? Which one are you? You're the other.
They're
two.
the other sides.
All right.
So
I'm
what
gonna
about this
have-
side?
what
What's
about
this
you?
side going to be called? Has anyone got an idea for a team name?
Heights or
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob?
Billy Bob.
What, do you want to be called Billy Bob?
Billy Bob's
Any better
Billy-
name?
Billy Bob. We're happy with Billy Bob here. Are you happy? Yeah.
Billy Bob's estate agents.
Billy Bob's
Bob.
estate
That is,
agents. Okay, so we've got Billy Bob's estate agents.
Yeah. Fantastic. So this.
Okay, okay. What about the other side?
We
What
want
do
a
you,
family name. I think.
what do you want to be called on this side?
A big family wanting to buy a house in
He's the
Pendle.
family leader, so we the Aussies.
The Aussies.
Okay, so the Aussies. Okay.
The Aussies. Okay, that's a good name. That's a good kind of
Okay.
multicultural name there.
Very nice.
Okay, so we've got the Aussies on this side. We've got Billy Bob's estate agents on this side.
Yep.
Maybe someone on this. We still want to do the thing about the creative linking before we start. So the whole idea of this game is we want you to be super creative. So it's about making the links. You know, we talked at the beginning about Pendle and what it, you know, what's good about it. People have been talking about this for a long time. So what we want you to do is be creative and link the chat. You know, link the whatever we're talking about to some of the issues that we introduced it with. So, you know, say you're trying to sell the, I don't know, one room in the kitchen, for example.
The kitchen in the house, which represents Pendle.
How would you link it to stuff going on in Pendle?
So family, the Aussies, let's say you're in the kitchen, what kind of questions
What
may
kind
you
of
be
questions would you
asking your
ask?
estate agents?
If there's any local organic markets close by.
Ooh.
Good idea.
Organic Pendle.
And I'd probably be asking if the kitchen has any devices that help you cook installed. Help me out, team. Come on. What else would we say?
What else? I think this is really good. Yeah. Yeah, go on. Maybe hopefully you'll get the idea.
It's just about being creative. So it's like, how are you going to link it to some of the things going on in Pendle? What else can you link? Come on, let's have some other ideas for kitchen. What else could you link? Whoa, what was that?
Not me. Phone's on airplane mode. If you can.
You're the estate agents, so you're selling.
Yeah, you're
it,
selling. So you're the.
So how
hype
would you?
people.
So how would you sell this house that's got a kitchen? What would that be? What is it in Pendle that would? Have we got organic farms in Pendle? Have we got?
Well, we've got a very multicultural kitchen. It's got
Cool.
a tandoor in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
got a grill in it.
What's a tandoor?
Tandoor is to make the chapatis.
Okay.
Really crispy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we got pizza oven because it's for modern living.
Okay, pizza oven. Okay.
Yeah. And we've got a wok. A cooker. A Chinese wok. So it's a cooker that is made perfectly for a wok.
Yeah, I get it.
So
Yeah.
really, what we're doing is we're trying to we're selling a very multicultural kitchen.
Yeah.
That is their fails because Pendle has big issues when it comes to health.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a point about health.
Healthy kitchen.
And I think there's a point about persistence as well.
And I will just ask, so obviously you kind of asked an open question, you gave some suggestions of different cuisine. What kind of questions, what kind of dodgy things there are related to kitchen in Pendle? What could be like a trick question to ask your estate?
There's a point all the way down the end there, yeah.
Do you think the kitchen is set up in a way that promotes people to actually access food that's very unhealthy?
Yeah. Is it unhealthy food in that kitchen? So these are some of the. This is just an example of how we want you to do this. And for every point, there's a point over here.
Okay, a burning point. Okay, because we're going to move on.
We're going to move on because this is just.
What is the hygiene rating? Do you have rats in your kitchen?
Yeah. What's the hygiene rating? Is it rat in the kitchen sort of thing, or is it like completely?
Is there an issue of
clean?
pest control in Pendle?
Yeah,
I mean, have
rats
some
comes
fun
up a
with
lot.
it. Yeah, it comes up, does it? Okay.
Yeah, it does. There's lots of rats about.
Okay, the rats. Okay, right. So I think, does everyone get what you're supposed to be doing here, roughly? Yes.
More or less. Have fun. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. Just have some fun. It could be a bit random.
Yeah, we wanted to have some fun. And it doesn't all have to be. Does everyone get it? Anyone a bit confused still?
Who's confused?
I'm trying to follow. Yeah, we're trying to sell our house. This is what's going on.
Can we just ask just generally about the house rather than it being specific? Because sometimes you can't think about a particular room and it'd be easier just to ask about the house.
Of course you can, yeah.
I'm not from Pendle.
Yeah.
What's the view like from the window? Because I'm not entirely sure. Because I see the canal, and I don't think it's very clean. It's very polluted. I think it needs a lot of work doing on it, like a linear park, perhaps.
So what's the view like from the window?
Okay, well let's hang on a sec, because this is just the warm up. So I think we should just get on with the game, and we'll iron out all the other problems as we go along. Unless there's anyone got a problem about how the game is played.
Any confusion?
Whoops, I've got confusion. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Confident.
All right, so who's going to win? Is it going to be Billy Bob's or Aussies?
Paul, yeah, exactly.
Are we going to pick a room?
We're going to, so very soon we're going to spin the wheel. For every kind of well-made point or a trick question or a good answer or a good solution to a trick question, you may be awarded an imaginary wad of money. And if you get enough, maybe you'll get to buy this house.
All right.
So Paul, you can keep the score because I feel like you're very good at maths. You win that role.
Okay, so here we go. So we're going into the house now. Let's spin the wheel if we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
let's see what room we're going to go to first.
Okay. So first room is.
Oops.
Kids' playroom, people.
Kids'
playroom.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to move. Oh, gosh.
Apple tab and then select Zoom meeting.
Oh, I'm doing it. Sorry, computer fail.
Okay, so we got the kids' room. We're just going to get a visual on that.
Sorry.
Okay, just go down to the bottom computer and just go window. There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so we're in the kids' playroom. What?
Okay, so you've got somebody's going, Mike, which team are you on? Are you the Aussies? Are you the Billy Bobs?
Billy Bobs.
Okay. Billy Bobs. How are you going to sell this kids' playroom?
I'm not waiting for the question. I'll go straight in with, well, in a kids' playroom, then there's a lot of learning taking place, isn't there, in there through play?
We hope so.
As the campus principal for Nelson and Colne College, I'd like to say in Pendle you have an amazing college on your doorstep, which is the only outstanding college in the whole of Lancashire, and proud of having a diverse community where all our children play well together.
Okay, so it's good.
So that's a great.
It's got. I mean, we've got Rick, our visualizer, online here. What could he put in to represent that learning into the playroom?
Estate agents, yeah. What would you like to see to kind of represent? We've got the college. We've got
So
different
we're
people.
the learners, we're the sellers, aren't we? Right. In that room, what we've got the brilliant learning that's going on, but also not just about academic learning. It's all about the community learning. So we've got figures that represent all the different nationalities and all the different flags and all the different.
So there'll be some flags in there.
There'll be flags there.
I'm just trying to help out Rick. That's
exactly.
online.
And there would be the figures. The dolls would all be different colours.
Okay.
And it would be about multiculturalism at that young age, just to say that we're an open.
So start the multiculturalism. So Rick,
we need flags. We need the college. We need the academic stuff, the books, and the toys.
And we need some dolls with different costumes and different coloured skins as well.
All at once, Rick. But we've got some tricky questions here.
Okay, how
are
you
you
gonna
buying this, people?
Do you buy it?
How environmentally friendly is the playroom? Like, what's made of plastic? What's recyclable? What's sustainable? What's the long-term carbon footprint of this? Yeah.
Well, are we having sustainable learning in Nelson as well?
So, I mean, is that something that the Aussies are you concerned about the environmental? What things are made of? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
It's a big issue.
Is it a big issue in Pendle in particular?
Yeah, in Pendle in particular. The amount of rubbish that's left on streets is just outstanding. Okay. And there's nothing happening to it.
Okay, so
it's just degrading slowly.
So the value is going.
The environment even more.
The value of this house is going right down.
So it's just marking it down. So there's a big concern about the environment. I do wonder whether that's something that the estate agents have got something to.
Is there insulation in that loft? Is it a sustainable house? What about the learning? Let's go back to the learning person. Are we actually?
Is it sustainable? What's going on in the learning?
So the things in the kids' playroom, all of the things are upcycled. So they're made out of materials that are already in the house that may not be able to be recycled. And the kids also learn new skills by using those objects to make these different toys.
Okay, so we're actually using what's available there and upcycling. Is there a lot of upcycling going on in Nelson?
Okay, so upcycling.
Yes, says the estate agents.
Who said yes?
Yes, yeah.
Where's it going on? What's the upcycling?
Well, all the furniture, everything that we see now, exactly. Facebook buy and sell. Where every time you go on social media, it's a really big thing on TikTok as well. So everything on social media, we're copying what they're doing.
Okay, so there is upcycling happening. Are you convinced on this side?
Are you satisfied with this answer? I mean, okay, go please, Mike.
When you say kids' room, what age range are we referring to? Because families within Pendle tend to be quite big.
Yeah.
And the children, their ages range. So when we say kids' room, what age range are we talking about?
I think we could also twist that question and make it more about Pendle when we say, are we actually looking after the kids of all ages? I mean, you're talking about the ones that are maybe a bit older that go into the sixth form college. What about the younger kids? Are they learning? Are they being stimulated? What do people think on this side?
And is one bedroom enough?
Is Pendle a good place for kids? So I'm going to ask, what do you think? Is Pendle a good place for kids? It's just give us a yes or a no.
Yeah.
You say yes? Okay. Why?
He knows why.
I can never stop you talking, Levi.
I don't know.
Do you think it's a good place for kids?
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. Okay. Can someone tell where the value of this house is dropping rapidly?
I think Pendle is a good place for kids because kids could learn new things every day.
Okay. What new thing do you learn today?
I learn maths.
Oh, excellent.
Heavy stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so there is a lot of learning going on. It's being endorsed. Value's going back up again.
So we've got a point here as well.
I mean, having the playroom is great, but do the girls and boys get equal access in that playroom?
Okay, well, what colour is it? It's a kind of a blue colour. Does that mean that it's more skewed towards the boys? Okay. Are the girls getting equal access here?
I mean, I'm going to ask this table. I mean, what do you girls and boys think? Is it the same for boys and girls in Pendle? In terms of spending time? No? does one side have it better? Is it better to be a young girl or a young boy in Pendle?
Like, I don't think it's fair. Like, the room could be pink.
Yeah, okay.
It wouldn't be fair on the boy.
Okay, do you think there's enough stuff actually targeted towards girls in Pendle?
No, it's just dolls.
Okay. All right. Values of the house is going back down again.
Okay, so this is really good. We've got another point from the...
Yeah.
I think the Aussies have got more questions.
Yeah, more questions from...
Actually, I did want to ask you, if you were to... which team are you on? Are you Aussies? Okay, yes, so you're concerned. Okay, Aussies anymore?
Okay, I can see that the kids' playroom is on the top floor, so how accessible is it for people with learning difficulties or physical disabilities?
Is it accessible?
Is all the
estate
are all the
agents,
buildings
Billy
accessible?
Bobs, what have you got to say
Anybody
about
on
access?
estate agents?
Yeah.
Got an answer
Yeah,
to
let's
have you got
hear
an
it.
answer? No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got an answer? Yeah.
We have lifts. Like, we can easily go
Yeah.
to the kids' playroom and check what they're doing. Yeah, and it's wider and you can easily hear them and see what they're doing.
Okay, I mean, is...
Physically
hang on. I want to drill down a little bit here. Is Pendle at large a good place for accessibility? And what kind of accessibility things do they have in Pendle?
They have lots of accessibility for ramps.
Ramps? Is there a lot of ramps? Is it easy to get around?
Yeah, it's easy accessible for people who need it and...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't think it's true?
That is definitely wrong.
Okay, well, there's
There's
a bit...
hardly any ramps within Briarfield, Nelson,
Okay.
within the whole of Pendle.
Okay, well, there's a bit of a factual disagreement. Can someone come up with a fact?
It's beyond the ramps.
Yeah.
There's hardly help for the disability.
Okay.
There's no sign language that's working well.
Okay, all right. What do other people think about this?
In terms of accessibility for people with physical disabilities, I feel like it's just seen as for that family struggling with that disability, they are in charge of providing for wheelchairs and making things easier for whoever it is in that family to get around. There's nothing around just outdoor that makes it easier for that person.
Right, okay, so it's all based in the home and not on the outdoors, not on the outside, okay. Do we need to think more about accessibility? Is the value of this house plummeting?
I mean, yeah.
I feel we've concentrated too much now in the playroom.
The bedroom. But what I really like about this round is there's a lot of ideas and you really got the rules of the game really quickly. So final, do you want to take this point of accessibility, anybody from the estate agent?
Want to just answer it?
Before we move on?
We talked a bit about physical accessibility, but is this education accessible to everybody? Is everybody getting the same quality of education, maybe?
Yeah, I think, we've got different schools in Pendle that cater for, all people in the community. Very accessible. There's a lot of drop-down curbs everywhere in Pendle. So, I've personally seen people who go around on wheelchairs, the electric ones, and I don't see them having a problem because there's a lot of drop-down curves. The other thing, as far as education is concerned, I think Pendle caters quite well. We've got the social services, but also I think for as far as learning goes, we've got Pendle Vale and we've got the special school in there, what used to be Gifffield, but now it's part of Pendle Vale, with the swimming pool and all those kind of things in there. We've got a school over 1,000 pupils that's totally accessible. It's got ramps, it's got a lift, it's got everything. We've got students who use wheelchairs, who've got physical learning disability, but also learning difficulties as well. So we've got a whole department. Our SEN is next to none. It's absolutely
and where is
fantastic.
this?
At Marsden Heights.
Okay,
so the SEN department is award-winning in our school. It's
okay.
Really well.
Right.
All right.
Aziz, are you satisfied? Are you happy on this side? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
I feel like we should move on to another room or another part of the house.
This is going to be big
We
challenge
spent
for
too
me.
long in the kids' playroom.
Okay.
Let's have another go.
Let's have another go.
Another spin.
So Aussies, get ready to ask questions about
the kitchen. Okay, we've rehearsed this a little bit about the kitchen.
We've touched on this.
Okay, so what? Yeah.
Have we got maybe some questions on this side from the Aussies?
Yeah.
What about
Okay,
here?
I think we can go back to the kitchen for now.
Yeah. So who would like to sell Pendle from the side of the kitchen? food and whatever else comes to your mind. Any pictures on this side?
I mean, we've talked about this a little bit about healthy eating. We've talked about the accessibility of foods. We talked about. You've said a few things about woks, and what I like about that is, if at first you don't succeed, fry again.
Stir fry.
Yeah. That's right. It could be anything. Do we want to go more deeper into people? Are people eating healthily? That was one question.
We've got a selling point here.
Yeah.
Well, I believe there's a lot of things in the kitchen, but it depends what you reach for in the kitchen. Then that's what you're gonna eat in the house.
Okay. So, I mean, are there healthy things to hand within reach?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of things, but you're gonna have to look for them. But they are there in the kitchen.
Okay. All right. Are they in the cupboard at the very back, or are they a bit closer into the? Are they within easy reach at the front of the fridge?
Well, if the people in the house wants to eat healthy, then they're obviously gonna be like in front in view.
Yeah.
But if the people in the house don't necessarily eat healthy, then they're going to be at the back. So I think it depends on the people.
Well, maybe we need to ask our buyers. What do we think about this on this side? Is it a healthy kitchen? Is it a rat-infested?
I want to ask these Aussies here.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, are you is healthy eating something that you are into? Would you be looking for a house or a place where it has got the healthy food offer?
What about the people who can't reach it, old people, disabled people who can't use the legs?
Yeah. Okay.
You
so
can't hire a carer of 24/7. It costs money.
Okay. I mean, what do you think about healthy? Has everyone got the chance to have healthy food?
Because
do you think?
Some people who struggle in the cost of living, single mums and dads who don't have child support for the kids.
Okay. Can everyone really eat healthily in Pendle? What do you think? Is it just about choosing the right things, or is there more to it?
Okay.
Why
don't we get
the
response?
Point. Might be a response to this.
And then we'll come to you.
Yeah.
I think key thing is education for parents who are doing the cooking.
Yeah.
And if you look into the future, integrated systems in place that have channels showing different healthy recipes for parents for different languages, so you can go on and cook different things, because it is the parents who are ultimately going to make the food there.
Okay, so you're basically same line really, that the healthy food is there. It's just about making the right choices.
I think if you're looking for a new modern place to move into, health has got to come into it, because if you've got knock-on effects like diabetes, heart problems, then you're going to have other issues in Pendle as well, which we already have at the moment.
I mean, I just want to ask a direct question. So what are the kind of...
So just random sound effect, random sound effect. Yeah.
No, but what are the specific services or places if somebody is struggling with, paying for their food or making, education, well-informed choices about food? Who do they go to? Who do they ring? Are there any places specifically that you could recommend, estate agents?
There's a couple of healthy eating places in Nelson at the moment.
Yeah.
My nephew has one. They make meal preps for people, healthy protein, people want to get fit. They deliver to your house for people with disabilities. They can support them, bring it right to the house. Affordable.
Yeah. Are you satisfied with this answer? I mean, does that...
Well, isn't Nelson usually a takeaway time from the outside?
Yeah.
It is, but there's also the other option.
Is it like Liam Gallagher's house that hasn't even got a kitchen in it? Do you know what I mean? Is it just takeaways all the way? There's a point over here from the Aussies.
Yeah, from the Aussies.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about takeaways. I was going to ask, if I'm walking home after work, am I more likely to walk past a grocer's with fresh fruit and veg that I'm going to make my dinner with, or am I going to walk past a fried chicken restaurant?
Okay, location.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's all about the location. Is this house situated in Pendle? Is it more likely to be next to a chicken shop or organic grocers?
You're going to smell carrots or chicken wings.
What is the smell here? Is it chicken wings, or is it like the soil of organic earth?
Before I come to you, Mash, what do you think? I mean.
Yeah, well, let's hear from a few more voices, really, because there's a couple of strong voices selling Pendle, but there's a few. I think there's some people here that haven't said anything yet.
What about Magia?
Nice vision.
Yeah.
I just think it's a lot cheaper. Just ordering a takeaway. I live on my own.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I cooked lamb curry a few weeks ago. It cost me £30.
Right.
And takeaway could have cost me £6.
Okay, so in a way, it's cheaper to get the takeaway anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there any disadvantage to getting a takeaway?
Not really.
Okay, so what's the problem with takeaways anyway?
No, there is a problem.
What is the problem?
You can't keep eating every day. So.
Can you? Well, can you? I don't know. Can you? If it's cheaper, maybe it is better
cheaper,
to.
But the ingredients might not just be spot on. Like.
Okay. Oh, what do other people think about that? Can you eat takeaways every day?
Yeah. Oh, we've got a point here.
Yeah.
Just in terms of the takeaways, so there is something that we are doing with the takeaways, encouraging them to offer healthy menus. So there's a scheme called Recipe for Health, so look out for that, and if they've got that in the window, then they've got healthy options.
They've got what in the window?
If they've got the Recipe for Health.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that, like a poster or something?
It's like a scheme just to say that that they offer healthy options.
So the takeaways are actually on board. All the restaurants are on board here.
Yeah, not all of them, but
a lot of them are. So maybe the location isn't so bad. What do we think? Is it? Yep.
Regardless of whether you're walking past takeaways or not, even in grocery shops in general. Everyone knows where the sweet aisle is, everyone knows where to get their favourite chocolate, but how often is it that people go and look for healthy options? Obviously, when you first walk into, say, your local Morrison's, Lidl, they'll usually have the fruit and veggies first. And that is to promote eating healthy, but how often is it that people actually pay attention to that? So many times people just walk past.
Is there work that needs doing here?
Maybe not work, but just promoting healthy meals and maybe
KFC.
Maybe
So
advertising it better to make it more appealing, especially for the younger generation who are going out possibly every night having takeout. It's not good for them.
So I think things. I mean, talking about location, the location's looking pretty bad here, right next to a KFC.
Yeah, we've got.
But that's taken a few grand off of the house prices.
Should be the new McDonald's.
Yeah.
We've got a new McDonald's come.
Is there a new McDonald's?
There's a new McDonald's coming to Nelson, yeah.
Oh, right.
So it seems to be a selling point. Is that a selling point?
It's a selling
move
point,
in next to a McDonald's.
Right.
I think in Pendle they are making strides forward. Jill's here right now. We over the summer holidays, any holidays, we provide the HAF programme, and part of the HAF programme it's a healthy eating scheme which you just mentioned earlier on.
Yeah.
But that's educating the younger people, but we're also educating the parents as well about healthy eating. So that funded scheme is. How long has it been now, Jill? About a year and a half, 2 years, and we get a large amount of children coming who are on free meals at school, who we've got certain takeaways, restaurant, food outlets where they can go and exchange for food. But also in Pendle, the council is now working with the takeaways to say you've got to provide half healthy and half fast food.
Right.
So the option is still there. No matter where you go, if you go to a shop or wherever you go around the world, you're always going to have that food.
Yeah.
So if we're educating people, hopefully that information will get through to them.
But I mean, there's a point over here, wasn't it, that you're always going to choose the Bounty Bar over the coconut. Do you know what I mean?
That's the secret that everybody knows. That's what's
yeah.
But I also wonder, because somebody from the Aussies earlier brought up the sustainability and plastic and stuff. I mean, is sustainability something that is a concern to Aussies in terms of food?
Yeah, I mean, what about all these takeaways, all the wrappers and stuff like that?
Is the food coming from local places? Is it vegetarian? Is it sustainable? Yeah, we've got points here. Okay. All right.
What was I saying?
What were you saying?
I don't know what I was saying. I remember. Takeaway. Sorry, I'm just having a chat just to myself, I guess. Sorry. I was just saying about takeaways produce a lot of waste, don't they? In terms of like plastics, in terms of then people sort of obviously taking the stuff home. Litter in the street, it's in the canals, it's in the parks, it's everywhere. So that's what, so even if you're trying to then pack a healthy lunch and you go somewhere nice to sit down, there are very few green spaces perhaps. But if there are some green space, like where are the nice green spaces as well that you can go and take a healthy lunch?
So maybe Rick, maybe you want to throw some litter in the background there on the hill.
Some litter, but Yeah.
Okay.
There are lots of nice. No, shh. No, there are lots of nice green spaces.
You're supposed to be You're supposed to be beating the price down.
Oh
here.
yeah.
Okay. Price has just gone up again.
Okay. We've got an answer there, but I'm just really curious
Yeah.
about this sustainability thing. I mean, is it about the litter? What about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on. We've got someone from estate
It's
agents.
quite interesting, the sustainability thing, because I think there's a real link there with poverty versus affluence as well. And I think in areas that are poorer, there's less of a concern about sustainability.
Why?
Because
you've got a healthy apple there.
Yeah.
Did you get that out of the kitchen?
Out of my bag.
Yeah.
People have got to be concerned with making a living before they will feel like that. And I think linking, nearly 70% of our students at Nelson are from disadvantaged backgrounds, but in terms of the good parts, in terms of the housing, is that housing is very cheap in Pendle compared to. It's very interesting, isn't it? How the house prices in Colne are so cheaper than in Skipton, just down the road, and that could be a selling point. But then you also get shops and takeaways that are, that are associated with people being poor.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not going to get your organic shops when people can't afford it. So.
Okay, so that's a kind of, in a way, it's a double-edged sword. But I feel like we are beating the price down here. I feel like the Aussies are winning here a little bit.
Sell.
We've got some concerned Aussies here on this side as well.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you've got any kind of concerns, please.
Okay.
There's quite a lot of advantages to the area of Pendle. We've got a lot of green spaces. We've got local farms. Also, the communities. Whichever community you go into the community down at Whitefield or even up at Clover Hill, Wolverton, whatever you go in, whichever part of town, you will always have a big Asian cash and carry that sells fruit and vegetables. So it's all readily available. The other thing, because we've moved from the child room into the kitchen, we're not going to let our children spend all their time in the bedroom. They're going to be spending time in the kitchen with the parents, learning to cook the healthy food.
How do people feel about that? Young people, do you feel like you should spend more time in the kitchen? To show of hands, who thinks they should be spending more time in the kitchen?
Because if you get them starting to cook when they're younger and recognising all those things and looking at health, I think that will carry on with them as they grow.
Do you want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. More time in the kitchen.
Anybody here spending time in the kitchen? Is that good?
What's your signature dish?
What kind of things do you do in the kitchen? Yeah?
Watch my mum cook.
So there's education, passing it on.
Okay, all right. I feel like, in a way, go on.
I think that lot over there, we don't want them living in Pendle. They're just a noisy rabble.
Well, I think we should do one last concern and then we maybe move on to a different space.
Realistically, without putting any labels out there, as Nelson is more of a, how shall I say?
Asian town?
Yeah. I don't want to sound racist, but...
Is it racist to say that it's
Nelson is dying, it's a packy town, let's get the flock out of here.
Basically.
Yeah. What did one shepherd say to the other? Let's get the flock out of here.
Okay.
Because some people, and those are the ugly souls, say Nelson is dying. Let it die. Let's get the flock out of here. Because there's nothing left in Nelson.
Okay.
And those are the ugly souls that are talking Nelson down all the time. And I'll tell you something.
And that's why they're being a bit sheepish.
They just don't belong to the white community. They belong to the Asian community as well. And these are the dark souls we were talking about. So I think, when people talk Nelson down, it really hurts because it's home for me.
Okay.
But your point, sorry.
You're supposed to be on the estate agent side, so you just lowered the value of Nelson. But anyway, your point.
It's a homely town. That's the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Realistically, as Nelson is more populated by Asians.
Yeah.
Which gender is it that is spending more time in the kitchen cooking?
Okay. And can you answer that question? Do you want someone else to answer the question?
Which gender more is
Well, Madge's cooking his lamb.
Which gender is earning the money?
Okay.
All of them. Both genders are earning money.
Whoa.
See any Asian women driving taxis and earning the money?
Okay, well...
I don't see many Asian men cooking in the kitchen.
Whoa. Okay, all right.
Wow.
All right, calm down, everybody. Calm down, everyone. But let's hear from Jennifer as well. I feel like you need to put a point in
I
here.
think there's a misconception. Nelson isn't predominantly Asian. What it is where you live. We feel that, for example, I'm an ex-Every Streeter. Because that area is dominated by Asian people, we feel that there's Asian people there, but it's not. If you really look at Nelson, there's more people from the indigenous white people that live in Nelson, really, if you really look into the facts and the figures.
Okay. Was the point over there? Was it? Yeah. Okay.
I just want to say best chefs are male. And all these takeaways, who works in takeaways, they're all male, aren't they?
Okay.
It's
an interesting... Okay, there's an interesting division there. I think we need to move out of the kitchen because it's getting a bit too hot in here.
In the kitchen,
too hot in the kitchen. We need to move out quickly. Let's spin the wheel quickly.
I mean, but just before we spin the wheel, because I know that there was some commotion here. I mean, what do you think of this point of like who's spending more time in the kitchen, who's doing all the work and that kind of stuff? Anything to add? Any Aussie concerns?
Yeah, just to build on, our calls of unsafe when we talked about the taxi driver, that the crime statistics in Pendle, it's roughly about 20% is violence against women and girls. I mean, that is a huge, huge issue that we need to be tackling. And a lot of that is happening inside the home.
Okay,
so how do we...
Yeah.
How do we move into a home that is emotionally safe in that respect?
All right. Well, you've just brought down the price by about 20,000.
Yeah.
No one wants to live in a house.
Anyone? Okay, Billy Bob.
Okay.
I mean,
I feel like we need to get out of the kitchen. Maybe we need to spin the wheel again for one last space for the Aussies to investigate.
Because then the roles are going to switch. So remember,
then we're going to switch over.
We're going to become the Billy Bobs.
You know what we forgot to do is we forgot to appoint a judge to see who actually is going to win this competition. But anyway, that's for next time. There's just a note for you, Margot. But let's spin the wheel again and
and hold on to these points because they may come back. You never know. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to spin the wheel.
The intelligence test I'm undertaking now.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready for spinning of the wheel? Here it goes.
The safe.
The safe. Okay. So I will just very quickly explain the safe. This is like a little bonus round. And the way this works, so we've been discussing different things. Imagine that you happen upon a safe in the house. You've got all the money to address.
It's quite a big safe in that house.
Yeah, it's got to be
It's a
safe.
huge vault.
It's a massive one.
Yeah, I didn't realise people in Pendle had that kind of cash.
So from the things that we have discussed so far, what do you think needs the most kind of like financial investment? Is it the improvements in the kids' room, making everything sustainable? Is it about education? Is it about safety at homes? Is it something about women?
I mean, is this actually a safe room to get away from the...
space?
Yeah, safe space.
So have a think about what do you think you've got this extra bonus cash to make a major investment in the house. What you kind of go on first? What are you going to spend
the money on, basically? I mean, we had a great point from Gail that's actually reduced. Fantastic point about domestic violence has reduced the house by about 20-25 grand. What are we going to spend this money on? Now that we've got loads of money, how are we going to solve the problem? What actually would you spend the money on?
This is kind of like a... It's just it's about what we're going to spend. We're going to save with money. What do we want to invest in to get the price back up?
Everyone can.
You don't have to do down Pendle anymore for this round. It's just about spending money.
I feel like we'll spend the money on education, so then the future generations can, like, the house problem, like the abusing problem, like that cannot happen in the future.
So I want to drill deeper on this. Education. Who are you going to educate? How are you going to educate them?
Well, in schools, like, you just educate them starting from a young age. So then as they grow up, they don't think that, like, if it is happening in their house, it's normal.
Okay. So it's about educating young people what are you going to teach them? You're going to say, this is what a normal family is like? How are you going to do it? Was that question over here?
I guess we have got, a number one college. So where does the money need to go? Obviously, that's going The college, okay, that's great. The college doesn't need it. Where else do we need to invest?
Yeah.
Is it just about schools, or is it somewhere else?
Okay, there's a really good point about education. Some really good answers here.
And lots of ideas from Aussies here as well. They're bubbling away.
I think creating jobs for young people.
Yeah.
I think more jobs are created, less people out on the streets.
Right.
Less people resorting to crime, drugs, etc.
Okay, I'm going to be tough with you as well, though. Okay, you're going to spend the money of jobs. What are you actually going to spend it on? You can't just. Are you going to spend it on literally employing people?
For example, we've got a situation going on in the Nelson Centre. We don't actually have an Arndale Centre.
Yeah.
If we built a decent Arndale Centre, look at how many retail outlets we could have there.
Okay, so build a bigger retail offer.
Yeah, I don't mean just the pound shops. I mean,
Yeah.
respect shops where people will go and buy, so they don't go into Burnley. They put money back into Nelson. Instead, they're going to Blackburn, they're going to Manchester, because all we've got is pound shops.
Yeah. Okay.
A big agreement here on this. Can I just go to this table? Is that you're nodding your head? Yeah. Is that what? Do you want to invest in the retail?
Okay. I mean, what do we? Okay, you've got a lot of money. What do you want to spend it on? We've had two really good suggestions. One about jobs. One about education. Do we agree with that? I'm going to come over here first, and then yep.
I'd probably spend it more on like policing and like maybe street lights and stuff, because Nelson's not a safe place.
Yeah.
I'm from like the Barkhouse Road area. I've lived in Nelson my whole life. I walk down the street, cars are being set on fire, drugs are just everywhere. There's so many things happening. This morning, some guy was chasing me down the street whilst I was trying to get into my car.
Yeah.
There's no police on the street. Nothing's being done, and it's a continual cycle.
Okay.
Guys, young kids, boys are just being thrown into drugs because that's the only thing they can do, because there's no facilities in Nelson. And then girls are feeling unsafe because there's just a continual cycle.
All right, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to be tough on this. You're getting a round of applause for that. But I'm going to hang on to that, Mike, because I want to know, I'm not satisfied with just spend money on this problem. I want to know actually what you're actually going to buy with this. Are you going to buy more police? Are you going to buy... okay, you talked about street lights, you talked about safety. What would you, if you had the money, what would you actually spend it on?
I think I'd spend it on providing people, because you said there's like a lack of jobs, maybe providing people with a job of like being a community, what's like a watch person.
Okay,
have those people available. So, because a lot of people feel intimidated by the police, because some of the police aren't great. You know, we've seen all online of like some horrible racist policemen, and some people are like that in Nelson. Some of the police force aren't great towards the Asian community.
So you can have a kind of community policing or community patrols.
Like that. Because if it's the actual people who are living in Nelson who have seen all this, have grown up with all this, they're the ones who are going to be able to put a stop to it. Not the police who live in Skipton, Barley, all these nice places, because they're not really going to see the issues. The people who have grown up here, the people who see everything every single day of their lives, they're going to be the ones to actually want to put a stop to these things.
Okay, so that's I'm going to give you a round of applause for that. And I think a fantastic idea as well. It's like, could you have some kind of community patrol? What would that look like? That's one definitely to sort of like throw out there to, yep.
We had it.
Oh, over there, yeah. And there was a point over here as well. We've got overexcited over here and we've missed
about the retail offer.
Yeah.
I just want to chip in there. I think already there has been a lot of money put into, Pendle, and the youth hub on Scotland Road is a prime example to, the work that's being done, to try and grab them young people aged 16 to 24, trying to upskill them, trying to educate them and lead them into work. And I think, the concept that we have at the hub is around, getting young people into physical activity, which improves mental health, improves people's lifestyles. And I just think it's a prime example, and I think there's a lot of money being put into it, and Jill's aware of, the work that's gone in.
So in a way, you're saying some of these things we're already spending money on.
We
some
are
of these
already
things.
spending money, and there's some good projects going on, and we've got lots of partners that we're involved with. We've just brought Madge and from packing and all the detached youth work that's going on. So there's a lot of good work going on. It's just how do we get out there and promote what we're doing?
Okay, so maybe you might spend the money on promoting what's already happening.
That's my mission, yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's a point over here, and then I'm going to have a point over here, and then we're going to move on to the next room. Because we need to swap this around now. So, go on.
So I'd make a new shopping centre full of like more multicultural shops, not just like bazaars or a poundland. Like for everyone to feel like they can actually walk around and actually get something.
Yeah. So give us an example of a sort of shop that you would like to see.
But I don't really mind. I'd
No?
be happy with anything.
You're happy with all the shops? Are you happy with the shops that are there right now?
Yeah, but like you want more people to feel more comfortable shopping there.
Yeah.
So like feel like home.
Yeah. You're live on Talkioki. Okay, right. Let me answer that. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to find out what they want to spend the money on. Okay, one last point, and then we're going to move on to the next session. What would you spend the money on?
Well, first of all, can I say I would disagree that I would spend it on education. And I'm just going to use obesity as an example here, because when the government first introduced an obesity strategy, we didn't have an obesity problem in this country. And every time they have introduced a new obesity strategy, it's just resulted in obesity getting worse, because actually it's a cultural issue, not an education issue. You can tell people what they need to know, but very often they won't act on that information until something in the culture changes that forces them to.
So you want to see culture change?
Absolutely, and that doesn't have to cost anything, if it's done the right way, if it's effective and organised. But actually, the best return on investment we would get for our cash is putting it into the voluntary and community sector, because for every £1 that you generally invest in that sector, you typically get £4 or £5 or more return in terms of the impact on the local economy and environment.
Okay, so get people volunteering more, but what about the jobs? Are they going to make any money out of this? You're getting a round of applause for that? Okay, we're just going to have to leave that there because we...
Can I just one thing as well? Just maybe next time we hit the safe, I think it's interesting to think about who's actually paying for this, because one of the things in this work, we're looking at, the council pay for some things. The council have to make some decisions about what they have to pay for. So who pays for all this? These are great ideas, but some things we have to think about is like how do we fund it? Who's responsible to fund it? How can it be a job, or who can pay for the health stuff? Just something to think about, unless people have got thoughts on that already.
Yeah.
Just need to also look at the demographic of the people who are handing out that money, and it's not representative of the local community.
Okay, right. Okay.
So representation comes back as a subject.
Yeah.
Okay, so we spend a lot of time in the safe, so there's another safe category coming up at some point, depending on how we spin the wheel. It is going to be random. But in the meantime, Rick has visualized some of the things. Maybe we can add to that later. All right, I think now... Wait, how many rooms
I think it's time to swap it over. We're going to swap it over. So,
let's swap it over.
So I think...
shall we move the seats just for something different and grab a drink on the way?
What, you want everyone just to swap around?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're going to, for no apparent reason, we want everyone that's on this side
swap around
to sit over on that side. We swap around. Okay.
Yeah.
And get yourself a drink if you need a drink.
Get a drink.
Finish off the biscuits.
I mean, to be honest, I think at the moment the Aussies are kind of shading it because they've managed to beat down They've highlighted the problems, I think, more effectively than the solutions. So I think that's why the Aussies are in front here. Paul, have you got any thoughts on this?
I think.
Yeah.
I think let's
come closer to the table, people.
Yeah.
If you were in the back seat, you're welcome to come closer, just for something different.
Remember, come closer in, get around the table.
So, I feel like the Billy Bobs, we're missing any Billy Bobs at all on this side.
We need some of the Billy Bobs. The new Billy Bobs.
Mate, you might be behind in the game, but there's all to play for. Guys, in a way, don't just give up here. Yeah.
You can regain some ground.
Yeah. Okay, so where's the Billy Bobs? We've lost them completely.
So the Billy
Bobs.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Billy Bobs are the buyers now. So shift over. Where's the Billy Bobs gone?
Come closer. Come closer.
Toilet break. That's all right.
All right, we're going to be.
I mean, I think definitely the Aussies are winning on bladder control. That's for sure.
Bladder control.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay, we need some people who were Billy Bobs in the previous round. Come and join us here, closer to the table.
Yeah, come closer, come as well.
Feels isolated.
Yeah,
oh, just be careful, be careful. Yeah, come closer, come closer.
Come and sit
Don't
in
be
the...
scared.
Yeah, come all the way.
Yeah, come on. You can do this. Yeah, come forward, come.
Come on, gather in,
Yeah,
get
we
in
just
front.
want to
around
get
the
some
table.
people around the table.
And you can leave by example as well, Mash. You could come and sit.
Come, Mash.
Come on,
Mash is dying to get around the table.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got some brave people coming and joining.
all right.
Come
Yes,
on, girls.
we get some...
Yeah, we've got some more.
Yeah, come on.
Are you an Aussie
Get in
or
the
a
hot
Billy Bob
spots.
now? Were you? Oh, so you're an Aussie. Okay.
So you're
think
now
of some
trying to
tricky
sell...
questions.
You're now trying to sell Pendle on this side.
Yeah. Yeah, come on.
Okay.
All right. Okay,
So these are the buyers now.
Okay, you're on this
so
side
these are the
now.
buyers. You're gonna. That's okay. That's
You're
okay.
on this side. Yeah, all the way over. Yep. Because you're part of the Billy Bob's team.
So this is the estate agency here.
So you sell us...
No.
Get on these chairs, get on these chairs here. Get out the hot
This is Billy
spots.
Bob's.
Get at the front.
Okay. So if you were trying to big up Pendle, sell the house in the previous round, now
you
you're
were
going
all
to
the
have some
sellers
tricky
now?
questions to ask the estate agents.
All right, let's just start this off. I feel like we need to move on with this because we're running out of time. We're getting a bit. We're going over a little bit.
We're doing okay. All right. I'm going to spin the wheel.
So is everybody ready? The wheel's spinning. If you're selling, think about what you're selling.
Okay, bathroom people, we're going
We're
into
looking in the bathroom. Okay, we need you to use your imagination about what this is about. What is... we're going to investigate the bathroom. We don't need to... Rick, we don't need to clear it. We can use the same house. We don't need to clear the visuals.
Yeah.
Because you spent all that work on it.
He's
hit Control Z.
Bathroom.
Hit Control Z, Rick, because we could, we want to watch look at the whole house at the end, with all the stuff in it. So don't erase everything.
I'm just zooming in on the bathroom.
Okay, yeah, zoom in on the bathroom. Yeah, do
Nice
that,
one,
do
nice
that,
one.
do that.
Okay,
There's
so-
nothing in the bathroom right now, so you need to use your imagination. What is this about? When
Is
it
it
comes
bathroom and toilet was implied? I don't know.
Yeah,
Separate.
what's in the bathroom? What do people think? Buyers on this side, the Billy Bob team. What do you think? What kind of questions are you going to ask?
The buyers are Aussies.
No, the buyers are the Billy Bob team. The estate agents
Yeah.
are the Aussies.
So is your estate agency now called the Aussies?
Yes.
Aussies estate agent.
And then the
yeah.
Billy Bobs is the family.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's how. Remember, we talked about this like on the 4-hour drive all the way up to Pendle. We talked
Just
about how this is going to
clarifying.
work.
There's never a stupid question to ask.
Okay, right. So you guys are now buying. That's why you're on this side.
Smashing up the place.
These guys are selling because they're going to sell. Maybe we should go to the sellers first.
Yeah.
What is it about the bathroom, the Pendle bathroom, that you can sell? Anything
The
at all?
waterworks. What is it? What is it?
Yeah. Is it the waterworks? Is it
Sewage? Is there a big
the canal?
sewage? Yeah.
Is
So
it-
we've got something.
Is it one big
Hyping
toilet?
up Pendle.
Our water quality in this part of the country is the top. There was a really good thing a few years ago where local businessman, I can't remember his name, bottled local water and tried to sell it to pubs locally,
Right.
and they thought it was better than the spring water that they were paying lots of money for. So that's how good it is.
The water at the tap is better than spring water. That is a strong start.
a big
The
argument.
value of the house is going up.
I don't think anyone's drunk the water on Pendle Hill, maybe. That's the best water.
The best Pendle Hill water.
The secret cup. Yeah.
There's a secret cup.
There is, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, I mean, water quality, I mean, do you taste the difference? I mean, are you happy with the water quality?
What do you people
is the
think about
same-
this on this side?
Sorry, what was that?
Plenty of water. There's plenty of water locally. We're in a really lush green environment. We're in a valley. We get lots and lots of rain, which kind of feeds all the environment around us. And
Okay.
it's beautiful.
Is it too much water?
So it's
though?
raining too much?
How can it be too much water?
Yeah. How can you have too much?
You can't never have too much water.
Okay. What do you think on this side? You're a bit more.
Tricky questions? Any tricky questions? Or are you happy
yeah.
to pay premium for this water?
What kind of facilities do you have? Do you have sinks, bathrooms, bidets? What else do you have?
Okay. Are there enough watery facilities? Are there enough bathrooms in Pendle?
Canoeing on the
Can you use canoeing as a facility? No.
Along the towpath and the canal, we've got canoeing, we've got kayaking, we've got walks, we've got foraging, we've got all sorts of different things that go along the canal. And the canal quality water is actually not pollution, it's litter. It's not polluted water because you'll see that because there are fish there. There's sort of we've got a beaver, there's terrapins, there's lots of ducks, there's lots of geese, and there's actually lilies as well. And lily pads are a really good sign of good clean water.
Please don't drink it though.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's looking pretty good.
The water in Pendle's biome is fantastic. Very good for your health, really clean, everything. But the only problem is when you hit the centre and you need to go, we have no public lavatories in the whole of Nelson.
Oh no.
Okay, so.
Okay, and your response?
It's a strong point there. It's a strong point there.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's too many.
That one, yes.
No, we've got some.
I think that it is an issue, but on the plus side, Nelson is beautiful, small, accessible. So unlike cities, you can get home in 3 minutes and have a pee.
Okay, so you don't.
Possible.
Okay, let's have a show of hands here. Do you think
far to go to the loo?
Is it too far to go to the loo? Do people think there should be more public toilets in Nelson? What do you think?
I'd have to think that there should be more public toilets because for some people who may be disabled, they can't really control when they need to go to the bathroom, and you can't necessarily explain to some people that you have to wait till you get home because obviously they want to go at that time. So for them it's difficult to get home, and then for example if they go to the bathroom where they are, it's a struggle to get them changed and get them into clean clothes, and it's an uncomfortable situation for them.
Okay, so that's a really good point. Have we really thought about accessibility for those people that need an accessible bathroom?
I mean, we've got just like a random passerby. He's neither a buyer or a seller of a house.
He could be the judge.
You can be the judge. Yeah.
Do you fancy being a judge?
Do you want to be a judge of this competition?
Ooh. Go on. Yes.
Okay. So are you? Yeah.
Okay. Well, in a way, it's about who's going to win. Really, in the buying and selling game, we've got Pendle under the hammer. Are they going to get the house cheap or expensive? So far, right now we're looking at the bathroom. Does the House of Pendle have a good bathroom? Is it accessible? Is it clean? Is the water quality good? Is there too much water? Yeah. Are there not enough accessible toilets in Pendle? So these are some of the questions.
Water-based leisure activities.
Yeah. So is it going to be a high price or a low price for Pendle? That's what we're basically saying here.
Are we talking about the building here, or just?
We're not talking about necessarily Nelson and Colne College, which we know has got the gold standard for everything, basically.
Outstanding.
Yeah, outstanding, exactly. So that's already beyond. They're already at the top of the league. This is more like the Pendle, the whole of Pendle.
Absolutely, the whole of Pendle.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What do you think of the bathroom situation in the whole of Pendle? That's basically the question here.
You might need time to get into the metaphorical
we waste too much
house.
Water.
Waste of water.
Okay.
I think we waste too much water.
Okay.
I think we could recycle water.
Okay. Are we?
You know, when you've got those basins that you actually use the water that you use to wash your hands to go in the cistern, and I think there should be more of that.
Okay.
I mean, estate agents, is that something that you're thinking of putting into this house? Does it exist there? Is sustainability still an issue?
What is there some question on this side? Are we actually using our water wisely in Pendle?
Is it cheap to do something like this, or is it expensive? Is it going to just be
What do you think on this side? What do you think? Could we be using our water better? Do you think we waste a lot of water in Pendle? There's a point over here.
I think in terms of sustainability, hydropower is something that we can look at, and I think there's potential sites in Pendle that really offer sites for hydropower, and I think that's something that seriously, and weirs and things, but just looking at how we can generate community energy from our water.
Okay, so we can actually, there's so much water, we can actually potentially use it for power as well. And we haven't really talking about the electricity bill on this house.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Is it, you're supposed to be on the buyer side, so maybe you could put it in a negative way, like the electricity bill right now is too high for this house. I'm helping you out here, What do people think? Is the electricity bill too high in Pendle? Is hydropower the way to get it down? Does that mean we need to install some expensive equipment in this house? I'm gonna. Yeah.
I was going to say, I was driving through Nelson today and I was pleasantly surprised by how many houses have solar panels already installed, and I think this house already has solar panels.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll get Rick.
Which will really help with the...
Okay, so good. Okay, solar panels, has Nelson got enough sun? Has Pendle got enough sun? What do people think? There's some points on this side.
What about wind power? What about wind power? We have plenty of that.
Okay, we definitely got a lot of wind power. That's the closest I can get sound effects wise.
Is this kind of nature, water, is that something that could make Pendle, I don't know, like a flagship place for, I don't know, sustainability, for the energy use, for showing the rest of the country how it's done in a better way? I just wonder.
Could this be a show home?
Show home for Britain?
Yeah, that would definitely. Well, look, there we go. Rick's just installed a hydroelectric plant at the base of Pendle Hill.
It's as easy as that, really.
It's that
if you
easy.
Want to do it.
But it is slipping onto the driveway a little bit there, Rick. But we're not going to.
Just go with the flow, Mike.
Yeah, go with the flow, exactly.
As long as we don't flood one of the towns to film.
Yeah, okay.
No. It's done very.
There we go. That was very cool. It looks quite nice. What do people think of the hydroelectric plant at the base of Pendle Hill? Is that working for you?
Yeah, the estate agents are happy. But what about the
estate agents like it, but what about on this side? Is this going to reduce the value of the house or bring it up?
Is it going to be too noisy? Is it going to be like a wave?
Like the scenery where like because you're looking at that all the time. You wouldn't be looking at the nature, you'd be looking at man-made things, so that bring down the house price a bit.
So the house price is coming down.
Oh, it would go up?
Yeah.
I think people would want to see it, so they'll come from London.
Okay, people will come all the way from London to see the dam, the Pendle Dam.
Damn it.
Damn. Okay, so I don't know. Have we investigated the bathroom enough? Let's we move on to the next room. Any final bathroom points?
Any burning questions from the buyers? And are your answers been? Are you satisfied? Oh no, there's another. Is it going to be a negative or positive? We don't know.
Yeah.
Well, just in terms of water and leisure.
Yeah.
What's around? Are there adequate swimming facilities in Pendle?
Yeah.
Is it nearby leisure centres? What is there around?
Could the dam function as a sort of swimming pool, leisure facility as well?
Outdoor. Well, who knows?
That's bringing the price back up, I have to say.
Wild swimming. We've got 3 leisure centres.
Open air pool, bring it back. Miles in open air pool, bring it back.
Okay, so there was a pool, but it's gone. Maybe if we pooled resources, we could.
Yeah, but who's the pool for? Is it for who goes to the pool? Is it?
Who here would go to a swimming pool if it was reopened?
An outdoor.
Oh yeah.
An outdoor one. Yeah.
You would go to a swimming pool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outdoor.
Outdoor swimming pool.
Indoor.
Is it outdoor or indoor?
It's outdoor. It's outdoor.
It's getting hotter. We might as well.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, so outdoor pool, it's a good idea, but I'm afraid you're bringing the price up of this area. It's got a pool, it's got hydroelectric power. It's looking very fancy, this house now.
Well, okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Are we ready to take it to another kind
let's
of
take it to another room. Yeah.
All right, people, buyers, get some good questions going. And meanwhile, let's check out what else is going on. Oh, the safe again.
We're back to the safe.
Okay. So the safe round is again about what would you spend money on from the things that we said in this kind of bathroom-based.
Let's get a final thought from our judge. He's not going to be there to judge the final bit of the.
Are you staying or are you going? I'm going now. Give us some ideas as to how you'd like to. If you've got a lot of money now.
You've just won a big jackpot.
Yeah. What are you going to spend it on in terms of Pendle? Maybe
I think we need more facilities for young people.
Like which ones, for instance?
Like, for example, I just think there's not enough for young people to do to actually make them feel that they're a community of young people and doing things. I come from Argentina. Yeah? And people get together outside in clubs. You don't see that here. For some reason, I don't know why. But
so
I think that's
clubs?
the future.
What kind of clubs to have in that?
Start kicking off.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I think young people...
But if they never get together and learn to live together, they'll never get on, will they?
Okay, so
you have to show them
you have to go past
be together.
Past the beef and into the teamwork.
So if I thought that putting a group of students together, they kick off, then I would never teach.
Okay.
Because they don't kick off when you put them all together, when they know how to behave with each other.
So what kind of club? Just throw one in there. What sort of club would you like to start up?
Well, why not? Why not? Dance, canoeing, philosophy, talking about different cultures.
Okay, so maybe a philosophy canoeing club where you talk about...
Look at Burnley. You've got Burnley Market. You've got Lebanese food. You've got Thai food. You've got Asian food. You've got it all together in Burnley.
All right, okay.
Why not in Nelson?
Okay, so Rick, we want you to visualise that's a very good point. We want you to visualise a multicultural philosophy canoeing club on the hydroelectric dam. So if you can do that, Rick, we're going to move on.
It's a bit like...
I've got money to burn, so...
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, is there much going on for Argentinian food or Argentinian things?
What is a typical Argentinian food?
Well, actually, I've got friends who actually work in cafes in Nelson, and they do a little bit of Argentinian food, so...
Maybe that's the way to start it. Just
to go,
what's a typical dish?
I'll stop teaching and I'll just open a shop in Nelson.
Sounds good to me.
You probably make a bit more cash.
What's the favourite dish? What kind of dish should we look at?
No.
Wait, you're not being let go of. You just need to stay here. But maybe you can do that.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're going to give you a round of applause.
All right. Thank you. I really like this philosophy. It's like a Monty Python sketch, philosophy football, but maybe philosophy.
Canoeing. Okay, right. I think we need to move on. We need some more quick money answers. I'm starting to get bored here now, so we need some very quick money. What would you spend the money on? Somebody.
Aussies, what investments do you want to make in your house? Yeah, go on.
Nowadays, children are very antisocial, and they spend most of their time in their rooms on technological devices. If they could find a way to interact with each other and spend more time with each other,
But how to get young people to do that? That's the question.
I mean, that's a very good observation, but what do you actually spend the money on? Would it be like
more outdoor clubs?
Outdoor clubs, a bit like our Argentinian friend said, but would you do an outdoor gaming club where you'd actually have computer games in one place that are outdoors? Would that work?
No, because it wouldn't help. You're just getting out to play more games. And there's probably going to be free Wi-Fi as well.
Okay, so maybe an outdoor free Wi-Fi spot could work to get those computer geeks.
I mean, is there a free Wi-Fi on Pendle Hill?
Maybe free Wi-Fi on Pendle Hill. There's a point over there.
This investment isn't really to do within the house, but it helps issues within the house. I feel like I'd spend the money on mental health for the younger generation, just because I feel like a lot of parents don't really believe in mental health or think that it's that big of an issue that impacts young people's lives today, especially with society and the pressures that society has brought upon our generation. I feel like it's something that should be looked at more.
Okay, that's a really good point. I'll give you a round of applause for that. But hang on, because I've been really tough with everybody, so I have to be tough with you as well. What does that actually mean, spending money on? You say you want to improve mental health, you want older people to understand mental health. What do you actually spend the money on? Who would you write the check out to?
Right, so I am here with a program called In Situ Today, and we're not for mental health, but we do projects, and a lot of our projects surround around mental health and the younger generation and young voices. And being here, honestly, has helped my mental health a lot. And I feel like if there were more if there were more groups like that were focused towards the younger generation and how we feel and letting our voices out, investing in groups like this and programs like this would benefit a lot.
Okay, that's a really good point. Yep.
I'd probably spend my money on a Wi-Fi free zone.
A Wi-Fi free zone?
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. Does that cost any money though? Isn't it just about tearing down some masts?
No, but you can get more people out, and instead of them being inside on computers and stuff.
Okay, so what would you actually spend the money on though? What would you actually build?
Yeah, do you know leisure box and stuff?
Leisure box, yeah.
Yeah, more places where people
so
get together and
leisure
stuff.
centres and
Where people get together.
Maybe more of an outdoor thing rather than a leisure box.
More of it.
So would you pay for it? Would you just go there and hang out?
You can just go there and hang out.
Okay, so free, making it free. Some really, really good points there. Fantastic. Okay, I think we need to move on to the next round because
move on.
We're really running out of time. We've probably not gotten, but we need to give the Billy Bobs a fair crack.
40 minutes. It's all
Because
good.
I still feel like the Aussies are winning, but
Okay. Right,
we
let's
lost our
have another
judge.
spin, people. Let's hope it's not one that we had already. Way.
Lounge.
Lounge, if this is how lounge is spelled, because I just don't know.
Living, I guess also,
The living
AKA
room?
living room.
Okay, so
AKA
what's that about? What could this be about?
Yeah.
I mean, estate agents, do you want to kind of...
Do you want, what is good, okay, what is the lounge of Pendle?
Yeah.
How are you selling this?
Yeah, what's your pitch? What's your pitch for the lounge?
And come on, Paul, get involved in this.
For the
Just
living
get-
room.
yeah.
Any views, any thoughts? What's it about?
Yeah.
Our lounge has Pendle Hill. We've got all the...
You've got a great view.
It's in our lounge. It's either a view of it. Wherever you go in this house, you can see Pendle Hill. If you're living in Corn, if you're living in Nelson Bradfield, you can see Pendle Hill. And it's 5 minutes away from your house.
So it's got a great view.
So
Maybe it's
the views and the actual scenery is so easily accessible.
Okay.
It's walking distance.
Are people actually literally getting out of the back door and going up Pendle Hill, or are they staying in the lounge? That's my question.
I think since lockdown, it has definitely increased the numbers of people and different communities that are going up as well. So you've got the Asian communities. We know Syrian refugees and asylum seeker communities that have been at Pendle Hill since the lockdown.
So people are getting out there. Okay.
Maybe not enough, but it's a start.
Okay. Anything else you're going to use as you're already selling the view out of the lounge, but I mean, anything about the lounge
Well,
itself?
you've got to have a lounge to have the view.
Yeah. Okay. So there's some points over here.
I think like organisations like In Situ that provide opportunities to go, because the lounge is like the lounge is a physical space, but actually most people spend time in the kitchen. Those are the most social places. So we're not just restricted to that. But I think the places like In Situ and organisations like In Situ, provide the opportunities to do things and address the mental health issues, to address well-being and stuff like that. But also it's about like the places at like back of Morrison's, one of the linear park hubs. That would be really, really good. Because we've had archery there, we've had like painting, we've had canoeing, we've had cycling, we've had just conversations there, we've had all sorts of different things. So we've got that as an option as well.
I mean, I think what in estate agent terms we call that a lot of potential, isn't it? Yeah.
It's something that we've developed and we want.
So it's there already. Is it there already? Is it potential? Is it there already? Let's get the mic. Yeah, get the mic there.
We've had a programme of events over the summer which were really well attended, and we've got a new autumn programme starting next Monday as well.
Okay, what other people think? Is Pendle a good place to relax? Is it a good place to enjoy yourself?
This isn't about relaxing, but in the lounge, I guess that's where you'd consume media, and there's local youth groups like at In Situ or the digital connectors, which is upskilling young people and giving them the chance to create their own media. And you could also have an amazing art department here. So there's room for young people to aspire to be creatives. That could be making stuff for television in the lounge in Pendle.
Okay, so maybe instead of like watching the TV, we're going to be making the TV. How do people feel about
we've
that?
got some questions here.
Yeah. No, you're buying, so you're trying to beat it down.
Yeah, you're buying, Mash.
Yeah.
So I'm buying. So we had lots of young people's places where they could go. They were called youth centres. One by one, they've all been taken out from the face of Nelson and Pendle, so there's none left anymore. We're having conversations about having more places where young people can go. So those buildings are still there. I think it's just about regenerating that and getting those buildings open again. But then you'll always have a group of young people who don't want to go to Interactors, who don't want to go to In Situ, they just want to hang out on the streets and say, listen, leave me alone, I don't want to...
They just want to lounge.
I just want to lounge.
Yeah.
So these people need to lounge in a lounge like Levi was saying, where they can go and hang out for free. And these kind of places where you've got people who they can approach if they want and not approach if they don't want.
Okay.
But it's somewhere where young people can hang out.
It doesn't have to be an activity. I just want to say, I think that for the lounge, we seem to get a lot of comments from the older people. What about the younger people here? Relatively older people. The average age for me is too high. I want to lower it. So what the people on this side say is Pendle a good place to relax? How do we improve this? What does it need? What stops people from relaxing? What stops people from hanging out with each other?
I think there should be more places for young women to go out and be with their friends, because in the Asian community, young women most likely aren't allowed to go out where places where boys are. So like a youth centre for young women to go, that would be better.
Okay, I mean, it's a bit like the kids' room is painted blue. Are we really just focusing more on the boys? I don't know, Mash, when you're thinking about places to hang out, to lounge, as we say in London, to coach, are we thinking more about the boys and we're not thinking about the women, that we're not thinking about a female? How would it be different where we visualised it in a very male way? What about the female spaces? Do we need to think about those? A really good point.
I'm just also interested in this idea of like lounging. Is that something that, when I think that came up a couple of times where people don't bother, you can just be yourself. Is that something that is typical of Pendle?
Is it a place where you can be yourself? That's another really good point as well. Okay, anything else from this side? You're trying to bring down the value. Any problems? Point out some problems here.
Noise pollution from younger generations, like our age, mostly boys who hang out in back streets and do God knows what.
So in a way, you're kind of agreeing. Is it very male dominated? Do you think?
In a way, yeah. In a way, yeah. And when you are in the lounge, you can hear these boys and what they're doing. And since we're encouraging them to go outside more, it's just causing more noise.
Okay, that's a really good point. The value of the house has just sunk
noise pollution, people
hugely because of the noise pollution, because of the boys hanging around. There's no spaces for women to hang out.
Yeah, women's spaces will be much quieter, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know, or will they?
Would it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Use 10,000 words a day, women use 40,000 words a day. How's that going to be any quieter?
Well, I don't think you're representative then, Mash. Yeah.
But I guess.
Okay, we thought it was getting hot in the kitchen. It's getting hot in the lounge as well now.
We once had a conversation about mansplaining, but also about womansplaining. That came
we
up
did
on
the
Tokyo
womansplaining conversation has come up. It is a thing.
Yeah. I was telling you about it, wasn't I, Mikey?
Yeah, you were. Again and again and again.
Yeah, and finally.
Okay.
But I guess what would those spaces look like though if they were for women? If you're going to create it and sell it, what they look like? Mash is saying there's loads of buildings not used anymore. What would that look like? Or even
I'm going to pick on a random person over here. What would a woman's space look like?
I think it'd have a variety of different things, whatever the person would want. Like me personally, I'm arty crafty.
Yeah.
I'd want a place to go sew, to go make stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that has like a meaning and a message to go send out. But so many people can do so many different things. Like if a woman's in a house where she doesn't get to just relax at home, she's always in the kitchen, she's always helping out, then that would be a place for her to go relax with her friends. If she is always relaxing at home and needs to get out more, then there'd be activities to do that. I think
so in a way it depends. In a way you need maybe more than one space actually.
Yeah,
a creative space and a chill out space as well.
Yeah, if let's say it happens, like do a survey, see what people would like, and then go make it in a public space where people can go and enjoy whatever they want to enjoy.
Some really good points here.
Good stuff.
Okay, anything else about this lounge space? Okay, there's a point at the back.
Really quickly, there is gyms called Bodies in Motion that do women's only exercise sessions. And also they have an allotment, which I think they have different times for different groups of people. So there is already a movement in the area to try and increase the resource for women's only activity or women's specific activity.
Okay, but I mean, is it enough in terms of... What's that?
Sorry, Idle Women have a garden along the canal that's just for women, so it's a safe space for women to be. And there's no men allowed there at all.
Okay, so you're selling it there, you're definitely selling it.
Are these open to young people? Is it adults, young people? Are these young people spaces?
It's all ages. It's all for women, and they have a garden, and it's a physic garden, so they plant medicinal plants that women would use within their sort of lifetime for their health.
Value's just gone up.
Pendle has the only women and girls gym in the whole country.
Whoa.
Selling point.
Yeah. Okay.
We also have the mums to mums group, and we've got at Victoria Park every Monday. There is a women's only meditation group, and there's all loads throughout Pendle. There's mums and babies groups, etc. So whatever we're talking about, there is enough facilities for ladies. I know Mash mentioned that youth centres have closed and there are no spaces for young people, but the town has, or the Pendle has adapted, and there are places for young people to go to. So like in Mash runs in high school, the Positive Voices group. In City, I've got the Yes and group. There's the Yes Hub that Madge was involved in. And for young people, we've got the Waterside Youth Centre. And PAC, we talked about mental health before. PAC, the work that they do with young people, 16 to 25-year-olds, with mental health and helping people through problems. So although these places have closed, there are alternative things set up in Pendle. So the house value has just gone up by 20, 30 grand there.
So are you satisfied, buyers?
Yeah,
are
buyers.
You okay?
You're going to be paying top dollar for this?
One more point. Yeah, go on.
I agree that there's lots of stuff to do in Pendle, but for stuff that's like for women, like you were saying, and for women of all ages, like my mum, for example, she does not use social media. She has no idea these things are going on. I think there's a lot going on, but it needs a lot more promotion. It needs a lot more, we need to talk about it more. So these women are like our mums and our aunties and our grandmas can get out there and do things as well as us as well.
Okay, so a little bit more promotion. I feel like we've come to the end of the round here now, and in a way, I think we need to move on. I still feel like the Aussies have slightly got it over the Billy Bobs.
You could be right.
But sorry about that.
All right, are you ready for the next spin?
It's close. I think we just need to do all the remaining houses, all the remaining spaces.
There's two more. Which is bathroom.
I think we should just need to just look at it all the whole house as a whole now, to be honest, Margot. I think we've had enough of the real.
Okay, well let's kill the. No, we're not going to the safe. No, we're not. Sorry.
We've been to the safe twice already. So I mean, I think we need to look at the whole house. There's a bedroom that we haven't looked at. There's the garden we haven't looked at. There's the driveway we haven't looked at. But there's the house as a whole. Yep. And one of the things I was talking about is location. What do we think of the location of Pendle? Is it a great location? Is it? You're saying no.
That's it.
Why is it not a great location?
Drop the mic.
It's too crowded.
Too crowded. Okay. So what do people think? There's a point all the way over here. Yep.
Personally, I don't think Nelson is crowded. I just think that everyone is a close community.
Yeah. So it feels crowded, but in a good way.
Yeah, it's more of a warmth feeling of, everyone's around you, we're all one. And I think that kind of crowded is a good kind of crowded because wherever you turn, you always have someone to turn to. In Nelson, you could be walking down the streets, you'll see at least one person that you know outside of your household because Nelson is a place where everyone knows everyone. And even if you don't know everyone, you know someone who knows someone who knows someone. It's that kind of place. So I think Nelson is a nice kind of crowded.
Okay, it's a nice kind of crowded. Okay.
There's that thing, isn't there, about your neighbours, isn't it? Who do you live next door to?
Yeah. Well, that's.
Are they people that you get on with? Are they the people you don't talk to? Is that part of where you? Is that part of the location?
What do people think? Any views over here? What do you think is a good location?
I think that like not everyone is as nice as you like. For example, because people see each other so often, you like get bored of people, and then you just you give up with like seeing the same people every day, so you just want to move somewhere. So like, for example, I think that Nelson is like a really nice area, and it's like got nice views, but it's really boring. You just see the same stuff again. And
boring. Is it a bit boring?
So Nelson is a boring place. I mean, are these concerns shared by the other?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, to her point, she said you can see people in Nelson, but you want to see people in a nice place. Like, if you see around Nelson, like, most things need to be, like, repainted, refurbished. So, like, if it was made nicer, then more people would want to hang out or, like, want to go there, want to meet up with people.
What do you mean by made nicer? What would you
like, even, like, simple things that, like, just repainted. Like, if, well, I don't know, the council, like, came together and helped people, like, just, like, I don't know, like, like potholes in the roads. Like, that's a huge problem that's in Nelson that needs to be addressed.
I guess if you've got a fast car, that's going to be a big problem.
Maybe we should just have a look at this, what we've got so far. And let's have a round of applause, because he can actually hear us for Rick doing the visuals. There was we've
big
got...
destination there.
It's is Pendle a destination? Rick says it is, with his big map pin. We will be making T-shirts and postcards of this map later on available. So
on a sustainable.
But let's. What is that in the hydroelectric dam that Rick's put in there?
It's a swimmer.
Okay, so
it's a female.
It's turning into a swimming pool. Okay, yeah, it does look a bit chilly. But you know, let's just go back. We've got the playroom with a lot of education, sustainable stuff, recyclable stuff, multicultural. We've talked about the kitchen with healthy foods. We talked about the lounge with women-only spaces. We talked about all the takeaways and the rubbish from the takeaways. KFC is only one, so we're not going to just blame KFC. It's just an example takeaway.
A new McDonald's that's arriving.
Interestingly, we've got nothing in the driveway. We've heard a lot though about
nothing
cars.
in the driveway, nothing in a bedroom.
About cars, and then nothing in the bedroom. So I think we're moving into the final thought session here. But what are people's final thoughts about this? Is this a representative Pendle house? No.
Have we got a final thought before you leave?
Hang on, let's get a final thought from you before you go.
Quick final thought.
From the both of you.
Right, this is one of the earlier topics that we were talking about. But as someone who doesn't live in Pendle, I live a bit further out. Public toilets, we don't have any of them, and that's very useful for a lot of people who come
Okay, so
into
actually
Nelson.
we're talking about Pendle being a destination.
Yeah.
But it can't be a destination if there's nowhere to spend a penny.
If you want people to come to Nelson and like from afar, you're going to need public toilets because thankfully I come here to college and we have excellent facilities. But if I didn't, I'd have to go on an hour bus journey to get to the next.
Okay, that's a long time to hold on, isn't it? Especially on a bus.
It is indeed.
Okay, it's a really good final point. Final point. It can be about absolutely anything. You know, what's been a good comment that's been made, or something we've missed.
What about the people who live nearby, but also they can't travel too far? So like make it accessible walkways.
Okay, so
like shortcut ways.
In a way, is it about transport links? Would you say, or is it about? Because we've got nothing in the driveway so far. So maybe it's something we could add.
Yeah.
A bicycle.
But you know, when we came to this college today, I was shocked at the amount of cars. There's like a huge car park, probably as big as the college itself.
The car park is huge.
Yeah, I mean, is that how people get around? Is it just like no buses, just people drive? That's the best way, or
is it in the car or?
I think.
Thank you guys. I'll give you a round of applause.
Well done. See you later, boys. Something we lack from is that I think we've got Nelson and Pendle, but a lot of the people that work in Nelson and Pendle actually come from outside of the area.
Yeah.
So they're travelling. A lot of the jobs that the managerial jobs in this area, a lot of them are
coming from outside.
Coming from outside. So people who are running Pendle in some instances don't really know what Pendle is about.
That was a point that was made before as well.
So if you wanna improve it, you've got to improve it from within.
Okay.
And about people who have lived here, and we people who lived here, we get called to all sorts of groups, advisory groups, and give information and things like that. And it seems to be the same sort of conversations we have, but it doesn't seem to be any changes being made. So it's about from within and people who've lived here. So I'll just go back to, I think Uzma's gone. That's gone. We've got a project called the Ripple Effect on the canal. And the guy...
Sorry, it's the only...
The guy who's been employed, he actually born and brought up in Pendle. He used to walk along the canal every single day, and now he actually works. And I help him on Thursday evenings clearing a spot on the canal. And you can feel that, you can see the happiness in his face when he's, when he's doing the work, because it's about his area and doing it.
Right, okay. So it's more about people in their area doing their stuff. We want to get final thoughts really from everyone that's got something to offer. It could be about anything. Is this an accurate picture of Pendle, a Pendle house? Any final thoughts? Anything we've missed that we should be talking about?
Yeah.
Have we missed the elephant in the room?
Oh,
Is there an elephant in the room? In the bedroom it would have to be, because there's nothing in that room.
In the bedroom?
Yeah.
Sorry, not the bedroom as such, but back outside again on the driveway. If we're going to have the active travel networks, the walking and the cycling that we really need to be sustainable and environmentally friendly and physically active in the future, there's an awful lot of infrastructure that actually needs to be put in place. East Lancashire as a whole is really quite badly served on that front at this moment in time. And we've got so many, with the landscape being quite hilly, a lot of people find that a barrier to the flatter parts of the country in terms of taking up cycling as a way of actually getting from A to B.
Okay, unless it's along the canal course, which is flat.
It's a flat, yeah.
It's a bit of a flat point. No. Anyway, right, so let's get some final thoughts here. Not your point, it was a good point. My point was a flat point. But, okay, so we talked about this. Future of Pendle. Any final thoughts?
And it could be about anything that we have said already, something that we haven't mentioned.
Is this a house that you want to live in, or are you going to choose somewhere else in the country to live?
In a kind of warm-up bit, when we were kind of selecting random rooms, and we did talk about bedroom, and we're talking about, is Pendle a good place to fall in love with? Is there somewhere that you can settle, or or meet a romantic partner, or is that just
Is Pendle the right place to fall in love?
Yeah, playing this.
Fall in love anywhere. There's love everywhere in the world, guys.
That's how you're thinking.
But statistics have shown that people around 20 to 25, we were actually looking at this a few sessions, our last session we were looking at it, that people go out at that age and they typically find a love partner then, but they'll move back to Nelson to properly settle down, have children, just because it's financially stable. It's, going to London and living in London is so expensive, especially when you're used to living in Nelson. And it's just easier to settle down. There's such a close community.
So is Nelson a kind of nesting, it's a nesting place?
It's got that sense of safety, and people are familiar with it.
Okay, so that's a really good point. So it's a place maybe people come back to. Should we be too worried about people going out of Pendle to find love, and then they come back, they bring somebody back to get away from their parents, you think?
Yeah. We've been discussing this over the past couple of weeks, where young people at the age of around 20 just can't wait to leave the area. And then as soon as they get to about 28, 29, they've generally found someone or met someone at uni. They think, I want to go back now, and I want to, raise my kids in that same grounds that I was raised, etc., etc.
So back to the nest. Okay, let's get some final thoughts could be about absolutely anything that we've talked about today, or something that we haven't talked about that we should be talking about. Any final thoughts? I'm going to hit the we're running out of time noise. Final thoughts. This is your chance. All right, hang on, let me just turn you up.
Final thought before you go.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Loads of history. It's where all our families are. I think there's really strong family ties within Pendle. Yeah, great place to live, I think.
Okay, so
Great place to live.
Family ties, great, fantastic place to live, but we need to get a final thought from you, so let's get
We've got another final
For me is that there's this home is in need of some repair work, but I think we've got the potential, we've got the foundation, and we've absolutely got we're going to get the investment, we've got some of the investment, but what we've actually got here is the passion and the drive to make it happen. It's Burnley, thank you very much. It's not quite as good as Burnley, but
or is it going to be getting
and you know the stuff
people
that
in?
you do DIY, the DIY stuff is the stuff that means the most.
Okay, so
That's the stuff
we are
that
going to
lasts.
do
You can do it
DIY.
as you need to do it.
Okay, so we're going to do it ourselves.
Yeah, rather than getting a contractor in.
So we wouldn't get that contract.
Okay.
We are the people that need to drive that change.
Well, it's
We've
often
got driveways, so you can drive right in.
Thank you, thanks very
We're
much.
putting so much into it. We've got final thoughts.
I was just going to quickly add on saying about the DIY stuff that young people such as myself, like leaving sixth form, going into uni, college, that kind of thing, we'd love to volunteer and get involved with all of this. We could do it ourselves, but we kind of need an opportunity, we need an incentive, and we need a reward for it. Like, we got, like, so many young children can't volunteer all the time without, because we need jobs, we need all that kind of stuff as well. Yeah, exactly, and I love doing it, but I work full time as well. I volunteer when I can, that kind of thing. So it's like, if you get more younger people like my age involved, 18, 19, 20, they do all the DIYs for you. They'd work hard for you because this is the place they want to live. But there needs to be an opportunity and there needs to be a reward at the end for it. So.
Okay, so DIY, but with a reward. Final thought over here.
Yeah, something that's come to my mind a couple of times this evening, and that is last year I attended this brilliant event in Nelson, which was the Pride of Nelson Awards. There's a college responsive award. It was just absolutely brilliant, and it made you realise, what an amazing community it is, and a lot of you are saying that, but maybe there's a way of widening the scope of that, or, I don't know, having more people there. Some of the people are a bit more negative of the area, as people were saying, because it just shows what community there is around, and it's just brilliant. So that whole, do we have a Pride of Pendle, or because that was Nelson, I think, in particular, but that even wider. I think that's a really good opportunity, because everyone here is saying, oh yeah, it's a great place to live, but we know that not everyone.
I mean, also it might help, people in Colne learn what's going on in Nelson, and get inspired by it. Okay, so final thoughts. There's a point over here.
I'm beating teach, but I'm just going to say, they always say the grass is green on the other side, but it really depends on where you water it. That's my final thought.
Okay, so there we go. Really good point, and it's kind of poetic as well, which we like. Yep.
I mean, we're talking about buying and selling a house. There's no such thing as a perfect house. And it's when you find something that you love about a house, you'll focus on that, and that's a house that you can move into and build upon. But if, like Mash was saying earlier about the dark souls and the light souls, if you've got a dark soul, you'll only look at the negatives.
Yeah.
Me and Holly were in Colne earlier, meeting someone from Colne Bid, and she said a lot of people there look down upon Nelson and talk bad about Nelson. And she said, why have that mindset when you can see it as an opportunity where you can improve it? So rather than putting them down, your house is not going to be more valuable or be a better house, but you can help them make their house better by giving them the learning or the experiences that you have gone through as well. So if the towns in Pendle work together, they can definitely help each other. So the councils, town council leaders and organisations are here. We can all work together to build a better house.
So it's about seeing the potential as well, seeing the potential in everything and in all of our houses. Any final thoughts?
I mean, this section is called the final exchange. So have we struck a deal? Are you buying the house in Pendle, or are you still thinking about it?
Is it gonna? What do people say? Are we gonna look somewhere else, or are we gonna keep
we'll
looking
get back
in Pendle?
to you, or what's gonna happen? I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to actually?
One sec, Mash. What do you guys think? Would you buy a house in Pendle? Are you convinced?
Or would it be somewhere else in the country?
Blackburn or somewhere?
Yeah.
Like
Pendle is more of a countryside area, but not everybody is like a countryside person nowadays. Everybody wants to move into a city area where there's more ethnicities, more people, and like better jobs and better places to go.
So that's a definite no, not buying a house in Pendle. Anyone on this side? But
Who else? Billy Bob's? Billy Bob's?
No. Why?
I don't know.
Okay, just don't fancy it?
No.
Not convinced.
Okay, anything over here? Buy a house in Pendle?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
Because we've all grown up here, so if we have kids here and we buy a house, we want them to like live what we lived and all the opportunities that we had.
Okay. Buy a house in Pendle?
Yeah.
Why?
Yes. She said what I was going to say.
Was there anything you want to add to it?
Yeah, it's where we are like brought up and like where we've like done lots of stuff and we've seen so much, and we want like people, like our children, to experience the same.
So there's
stuff,
a bit of a history as well going on, okay.
And including new opportunities too, like we want them to experience a lot.
Okay, you can make it yourself. Once again, you can make those opportunities. Buy a house in Pendle?
Yeah.
Why?
So growing up, I've lived in different places which are drastically different, and I feel like Pendle is an area where it's quite easy to blend in and feel like you belong and feel like you fit in.
Okay, so it's an accepting place?
Yeah, I agree with that. And buying a house in Pendle, I feel like I'd go explore somewhere, and then in the future, like she said, as a nest in Pendle, like come back to Pendle.
Okay, in a way you get a sense of what Pendle's about, as you said, when you go to other places.
Can compare.
I feel like, yes, I would buy a house in Pendle because, like others have said, I've grown up here my whole life. It's kind of like I'm aware of everything. And it's like facilities around me, they work for me, like colleges or like schools, so I can like have an education up to like a high age here as well.
Okay, so everything is here in Pendle.
Yeah.
Buy a house in Pendle? Yeah.
I would say yes.
Everyone said my reasons.
Okay.
Reason.
Yes, no?
Yeah.
Don't know, sit on the fence?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes? Yes, no?
I'd say yeah, like, because we know how it will all work by then, and then we'll know what they'll be doing.
So you'll know the ropes by the time you come to buy a house?
No.
No, why?
Because you just want to experience something new.
Okay.
Like, is it boring in Pendle?
Yeah, back to the...
Maybe just rent for a bit.
Let's ask some of the wider audience, yes or no, just a show of hands. Who would buy a house in Pendle?
Yeah.
So a show of hands, one or two. Who wouldn't buy a house in Pendle? Okay, the definite.
Double hands.
Okay. All right, so I think we're going to leave it there. I think the exchange is going to happen though, because more people said yes, we're going to buy a house in Pendle. It's good value.
But definitely there are some improvements, some DIY things to happen.
And maybe there's some ghosts living there as well.
But I think everybody's done really an amazing job. And thank you, Rick. Maybe we can scooch back to the final house. Thank you for visualizing some of these ideas. Obviously, we're running out of space in the house. There's some in the kids' room.
Storage is always an issue.
Massive nest, I like that.
Yeah.
Give yourselves a massive round of applause. Thank you to the college for having us. Thank you to Paul from In Situ and everybody who made time and effort to come here and join Talkie. Yeah. Big round of applause for Mikey in the middle.
Big round of applause for Margot and Paul and everyone that's taken part, because it's been about you. My job is just to move the microphone around.
You've done a good job.
Ideas.
You handled that well.
And we will be back.
Look out for the This Is Pendle survey. You can also fill that in as young people and you can win some vouchers. It's on the council website. Do it, do it.
Okay, we will be back. Watch this space, 3rd of October.